Alright, we're back with some more 2v2s on Golgotha Depths. A little bit of a question to start off, guys. What do you think about the map pool for 2v2, and specifically, what do you think about this map, Golgotha Depths? You know, the little intricacies of it, the fact it's only got one power farm, the garrisons, it being relatively easy to hold a 2-to-1 cap. Are these things that you enjoy? Or is it a map that gets a little bit annoying for that reason? I am curious. Either way, we're going to have, well, a few of these casts on this map because there was a 2v2 tournament recently, and yeah, this map must have been in the pool because I'm getting a lot of decent replays on this map, and honestly, I don't see this map played too often normally. I figured this would be a decent little replay because it's a bit of Xenos versus Humanoid. Well, I guess orcs are humanoids as well, but you know what I mean. Xenos versus humans, be they chaotic or otherwise. So I don't know what's going on here with an Inquisitor helping out the Chaos Lord, but there you go. I guess gotta help out your human buddies when it comes to fighting Xenos. So I would imagine this is going to be quite a tricky start for the blue team. Just really awkward in team games to be fighting these powerful ranged factions when you're so squishy early on. Orcs, of course, require their upgrades for their boy units to become particularly effective. And Tyranids, well, without synapse and without upgrades, they're just kind of garbage, aren't they? Tyranids, they get a lot of benefits from their movement speed, but I find in team games the maps are so laney that often you can't really exploit that movement speed. But things are going okay so far. Red team are blobbing up quite a lot. King of Pythons has a very light tier 1, and that's because he has built 3 generators. So who's on this side? So this is the IG. Is that a flamer already? Oh my god, it is. Burners on a slugger straight away. I mean, there's a lot of garrisons on this map, so fast burners is not that atypical. And a fast combi bolter, now that is atypical. Ooh, and a nice Hammer of the Witches. Oh, doesn't even need it. Combi bolter takes it out, but the Hammer of the Witches definitely would have secured it, so a nice little play there from the red team. Decent pickup. Lictor Alpha should be able to get that revive at some point though, given that the Lictor Alpha can retreat. It's not in that awkward of a spot. So the burners are up, so there's an attempt here at a bash, but it's not going to come to fruition, no. Not with Cadishans and the Sentinel was stomped nearby. Really, it's just going to result in a lot of bleed for the boys. So we're seeing a lot of upgrades for Pythons, which is a little bit strange given that this map is lacking in power. Both of the contested power nodes currently controlled by the blue team. Fighting over the contested nodes here is absolutely pivotal in this map. I mean, if you can secure extra gens on one of the contested power nodes and not lose your natural farm, you just get such a huge advantage. It's really hard to say how big the advantage is. Now the warriors are out for the Tyranids, and you can see the melee swarm is just slaughtering the chaos forces here. And AC ticks were present, but you know, it was 3 units versus 5, so good luck with that. Yeah, Stormboy's not really having a good time right now. Fighting against Cadishans in melee is not ideal. Little attempt at another model wipe there from the Inquisitor. Not going to be successful. Worth an effort, I suppose. Cadishans coming out. Double Cadishans, okay. I don't know about this gen farm push. They're going to get 1 gen, but it feels like it's kind of a waste. And it feels like it's kind of risky. It feels like it's just going to result in a forced retreat, and it just doesn't seem worth it. Compared to maintaining this dominant map control. You can see if you just draw a line through the middle here of the map, map control is very dominant. Noise Marines were attempting some sort of sneaky bash, but it looks like the Ravener Brood is onto them. Should just be able to tie them up in melee and do fine. Noise Marines are taking a mad dash for the garrison, but it doesn't matter. Lictor could probably just infiltrate and deal with them at a later time. Looks like the Sluggers were attempting something similar themselves, but detected. It's going to be hard for them to pull off that sort of shenanigans when there's double Cadishans on the field. See what's going on with the Noise Marines then. Yeah, they're just getting shot at from a distance by the Ravenous because Noise Marines are a flamer unit, so they have inferior range. Might lose another model here. Should do. Yeah. Oh god, the Lictor's in retreat. No! Lictor's use stock, and there you go. Oh, not good for King of Pythons. Loses his Noise Marines. They didn't achieve anything. That was literally their first play on the field. Attempting a sneaky bash, and they get assassinated by the sneaky boy himself. I guess that's what they deserve, right? King of Pythons is going to just try and replace them, but the problem is right now that his mainline army can't really stand up to the Tyranids. And if he's wasting resources trying that sneaky shit, well, that's resources that aren't sorting out the fact that he's already losing mainline engagements consistently against the Tyranids. And you see the blue team are cementing their lead here. They know that they've got an advantage against Pythons now. They know that Pythons is not buying a lot of units, so you see a generator on the south side of the map in between the bases of Inni, the Tyranid player, and Pythons, the Chaos player. And if the red team can't do anything about this, and the red team aren't able to secure a power farm either up here or in the mid, then I think the red team are going to start promptly falling behind. Few upgrades now on the Inquisitor. We've got the Holy Brazier and we've got the Rosarius, effectively turning her into a pretty competent tanky melee hero. Good levels on the Inquisitor as well. She's going to really appreciate that because she's not only getting the extra damage, melee skill, HP, the extra energy will be fueling her Rosarius to make her even tankier. Big concerted push once again up towards the gen farm of the red team. Not sure how successful it's going to be. Kind of getting trapped in a pincer movement now. However, Pythons is really... he's not supporting Panzer very well at all. I mean, he's kind of forcing Panzer to do all the heavy lifting here. Noise Marines once again are pushing straight forward when they could have dealt with these double termagants quite easily. I don't like this play. Yeah, you see the Raveners are playing defense, and now the Noise Marines as a result are looping back around, but they're coming late to the party. They're now no longer needed. Look, there's a mass rout on the Nids. So, pretty poor play by Pythons here. These Noise Marines now have done nothing all game. Even, so the first Noise Marines did nothing, just got wiped, and the second ones still haven't done anything. Now he's going to try and make a play of it, I suppose. Yeah, let's just go over to the node, which is much safer and easier, and honestly, I think Python should just destroy this generator. Yeah, because he isn't going to be able to hold it, he just needs to get rid of it. You can't let your opponents have a power lead for too long on this map. Since there's only one natural gem farm, it will just scale out of control way too quickly. So that's good. They're normalizing the situation, but you can see the consequences of it already. Inni is going to be tier 2 soon, actually before Pythons, even though Inni has a much larger tier 1. And the War Truck is already out for Tenso. Pythons and Panzer, they're not out of this though, they're still taking tier 2. Can I chat in a replay? No, I can't, damn it. I wanted to see what that observer chat was, because I missed it. So here comes the bang bus. Kadishans do a little bit of an explosive shot and then leg it. Guardsmen probably want to be a little bit wary here. I don't know why they didn't retreat sooner, to be honest. That was quite brave of them, to say the least. The IED goes off, but it's mostly a fail, to be honest. Only killing one, I think, one slugger boy. Yeah, I mean, this is looking rough for the red team, honestly. Maybe if they can get some sort of sneaky wipe on the truck, but no, there's there just isn't any AV. Pythons isn't doing anything. Literally doing nothing all game. Sorry Pythons, but it's the truth, mate. Bloodletters were his tier 2 purchase here. Teleports them in, solo, no worship support, instantly forced off. Now, what was that? Where did that water up tickets damage from? Was that a sentinel missile? Maybe. Oh, no, no, no. There's a las cannon up there. Yeah, Panzer is carrying quite hard here. Zone throw up now on the field. So we're going to have some artillery wars of some sort. Zone throw up versus the Blastmaster. Check out the regen, guys. Check out the Termagant regen. That's because they're next to the zone throw up. He's got that HP regen aura. That's helping quite a bit. And Innie is just going to tech straight to tier 3. Oh, this is not good for the red team. Should be able to take out the Wartruck here, though. Send a missile and one more heavy weapons shot. That's it, dead. Okay, cool. That's a pickup. That is a pickup. What about the Blastmaster? Decent shot. I mean, it only killed 4 Termagants though, which isn't, obviously is not crazy good. The melee is proving too problematic. No worship support for the Bloodletters here, not going to help. Zeech Marines are on the field. They're going to do nicely against the Warrior Brood. Ooh! Yes, good Blastmaster shot. Causes a little bit of backlash. No dead Hormagaunts though, and they do tie up the CSM. CL's trying to get things done in here, but honestly, yeah, not really achieving a whole lot. Hormagaunts might have been forgotten about by Innie. I think they have, you know. I think they have. Yeah, they're wiped. Yep, okay. So we're getting some pickups for the red team. Oh, this is a tricky fight. No Sergeant for the Kedushan Devils, so that means that the Slugger Knob can trigger special attacks on them, which we've seen, and it wrecks them. You get the Sergeant and they go up to 75 melee skill, so that means that even level 4 Sluggers can't trigger specials on level 1 Kedushans, and that is the difference maker. I mean, your Kedushans will still lose to level 2 Sluggers, but it'll be a much better scrap. That scrap right there was very favoured for the Sluggers. And we're seeing quite a dominant performance here from the blue team, finishing off the bash over here. Raveners burrow in, take out the Sentinel. VPs are massively in favour of the blue team. I was hoping this would be a little bit closer of a game. I think the blue team has just won this. No, not a Europhobe, that's a Lictor. Well, if you guys checked out that replay I cast probably a couple of weeks back, between, who was it, Dark Riku and Kickin, 1v1 and Leviathan Hive. Man, it really shone the power of the tier 3 Lictor, so do not underestimate that thing. We've got more and more Guardsman troops trickling out of the base of Panzer, but honestly, it's just not very effective. I mean, they've somehow managed to get a 2-0 cap right now, so that's helpful. But man, you're going to need more than helpful when you're at 440 VPs to 48 and you're the 48 player. I really think the problem this game was King of Python's plays. Not only did he play poorly in terms of his micro and sort of positioning of units, like the Noise Marines, but I feel like he didn't fight with his teammate at all. He caused Panzer to really have to carry the game, fighting on 2 fronts repeatedly. And then once again, look, we see a generator down here, and Pythons isn't even contesting this shit. Meanwhile, the power up here is owned by the blue team as well, so there is a gigantic power advantage for the blue team. And you see the effect of this now. I mean, look at these economies. They are quite different. So the red team are trying their best to establish some sort of defensive position here, medical bunker, shrines in the middle, but I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't seem... I mean, look, it's just a long way off, isn't it? 384 VPs, that's a lot of VPs to make up. Now, right now, it seems the attempts from the blue team are not really gonna come through. You can see the Cadishans, once they get their Sarge, are a lot more resilient in melee. They still lose that fight, but they can hold out long enough when they're not getting special that the rest of your troops can do good damage with their fire support. Well, Zinch Marine's getting precariously low here from this tier 3 Lictor, but he is forced off by the Bloodletters, and we do see worship support coming in now as well. A lot of pew pew here though from the Tyranids. A lot of pew pew. Bloodletters do not like pew pew, they are only light infantry at the end of the day. Trying to bait the Nids into some sort of Blastmaster shots, but shot blockers saving the Tyranids for now. Still, remains a 2-to-1 cap, 350 VPs now left for the blue team. Still a lot of ground to make up for the red team. Lictor trying to pull the aspiring champion in, presumably so the rest of the ranged forces can shoot it and get rid of him. And then of course without the repair support things should be a lot easier for the blue team. Repair support, worship support. Ooh, nasty shot there from the Blastmaster, knocking the warriors back into Zinch Marine shots. Not ideal, and that is a dead Tyranid warrior. We're getting a little bit of bleed coming out now from the Tyranids, however not enough, because here is a Carnifex, and it is getting a Stranglethorn cannon. Tenso doing a decent job over here, just delaying Panzer and splitting his attention so that Innie can do some work on King. Commandos have gone in over here, they've dropped a burner bomb down this side. Not going to achieve too much though, but something needs to stop them capping. Well, that's a problem. And now that the Stranglethorn Carnifex is on the field, that obviously is an amazing anti-garrison tool. So obviously Innie has got that to dislodge that Blastmaster that it was proving very difficult to get rid of. And he has. Yeah, Carnifex can just force melee onto the Chaos Lord here. Can't really do much to stop him. Ooh, Chaos Lord needs to be careful, he's going to die in retreat to this Carnifex. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know why he thought he had the opportunity to flame those Terminus there, that was a bit silly. No protection for the last cannon, now the last cannon has to retreat through the Carnifex melee. I mean, yeah, this is a disaster, this is over for the red team. Commandos haven't been forced off, they've actually... Oh no, they have. That's Storm Boys. Commandos are in the base. I mean, look, red team are scrapping. I've got to give that to them, but I just don't see how they can hold this. Their economies just look so disgustingly bad. Tenso's nearly at a point where he can get another tier 3 unit out. There is a lack of power for Innie. It's funny because the Tyranid tier 2 is super wreck intensive and you need very little power, but then you get to tier 3. When you start pumping out Carnifex, you actually need a shitload of power, so it's kind of annoying. You sort of readjust your economy in tier 2 often as a Tyranid to not rely on power, and then suddenly you need loads of it in tier 3. Oof. Bab Strangler nearly wiping out the noise because they're probably gonna, yep, wiped out. Yeah, this is dumb. It's dumb. Ah well, I was hoping for a little bit of a closer game. Of course, I don't know the state of these replays prior to recording them. A valiant effort, honestly. They stayed in that for very long, but it was kind of doomed from tier 1. King, sorry man, you gotta up your game. That was pretty poor. I feel like the Chaos Lord didn't really achieve a whole lot. I feel like if you are adamant on doing these Noise Marine plays, why not play the Chaos Sorcerer and get Sigil, and then you can, from here, you can teleport your Noise Marines like over here or down here or something to get sneaky bashes. Or you can just teleport with the Warp Armor across each of these ledges down to here. and then use your global to pull the noise marines there. I don't know. It was high risk, quite all-in strategy to try and use these noise marines just to bash the generators, and it obviously didn't pay off for him. And focusing too much on that and not supporting his ally, yeah, they just got overwhelmed in tier 1, unfortunately. And as I say on Golgotha Depths, when you start getting that power deficit and you're behind, and the opponent has held this north power for most of the game, and then especially when you're letting the opponent build extra gens down here and you're not bashing them, it's going to be really hard to make a comeback in those kind of instances. Anyway, thank you guys. I do apologise for the lack of closeness on this one, but it is what it is. I know for sure some of these next ones are going to be closer because people have testified and told me. If you have any better replays yourself, please send them my way. You can do that by joining the Discord that I have. The link is in the description down below. Go to the replay submission section and send me your replays. 2v2 will get priority because I got an itch for 2v2 and I want to do team game uploads every Thursday. But only 2v2 because 3v3 is too chaotic. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. Check out the Patreon if you want a little bit more of this kind of thing. Torpid out.